welcome to another episode of 100 Yards Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer this afternoon, Logan Landers, and joining me to talk about the NFL Draft prospect coming out of Oregon, running back Bucky Irving. Helping me out is my guy from over firstroundmock.com, Mr. William Yanish III. How you doing this afternoon, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, Logan. How about yourself, man?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Excited to talk about this prospect and also excited to get one day closer to the NFL draft. And if you guys want to come and check out the first round of the draft with us, you can do so live 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday at time of this recording. That is going to be April 25th. Come check us out, Facebook and YouTube, where we will be recording, where we'll be at live. You come in here, talk about, man, if you think that the Bears picked the wrong guy at number one overall, or if you think that some trades are going to happen, we want to hear all of it next week. So be sure to come and check us out. But let's get back on topic here. Mr. Yanish, I'll let you kick things off, man. What do you like about Bucky Irving, the running back coming out of Oregon?
Oh, when I did O Nix, when you're concentrating on one player on an evaluation, you kind of have tunnel vision. So, when another player pops up, now and then and repeatedly, you kind of really have to take a look. It's not too often, at least with my vision and everything else. This is a agent zero here, man. He might not be on too many people's radar. 5'10", 195 pounds, that's kind of light. But, with the NFL getting lighter and faster, that's just part of what's going on. This kid in 2022 and 2023, had 1,000-yard seasons and double-digit touchdowns, I believe. He's got, good vision. His footwork, that's pretty strategic. His speed, 4.5, that's, pretty average. That's a norm for a running back in the NFL. He's been dinged up. No real injuries. His vision is good. He's got patience. As a runner, to let the field open up and decide what cuts to take. And he's subtle. He's got smooth cuts, man. He's also a decent receiver. Out of the backfield. That's kind of, where I see him as, the third down back in a rotation, maybe getting some other, 15, 20 touches a game, something like that. He just seems like maybe what's that guy? Alvin Kamara in New Orleans, but light. It's kind of that situation. But, he is in my evaluation that will be coming out here in a few days, Like I said, that's Agent Zero. And it's definitely a good one, man. He's going to be valuable to someone. What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, for me, I think you hit it early in your evaluation. And the thing that I not worry about per se, but I'm concerned about a little bit is his height and weight. I know you said that the league is getting lighter, of course, and the hits are being subdued some, we'll say, with all the new rules in place and everything. But he's still, 5'9", just under 200. I would like to see him bulk up just a little bit. I'm not saying he has to become a tank, but just get a little bit more muscle mass, get a little bit more weight on you. That way you can sustain some hits because you're not going to get hit like you were in college. You're going to get hit from guys who are, 280 pounds of pure muscle. You're not going to be eating guys who were at the dining hall the other night. Those days are long gone now for Bucky. But I think overall, if he can bulk up a little bit, not saying a whole lot. I like his game though. Overall, like you mentioned, he's got solid vision. That is a key, crucial factor for running backs in the National Football League. You have to have vision. He's not one of those guys who's going to be running into his blockers on the O-line. That's what I like to see. I don't like guys who go up against the O-line and just kind of pat their back on him and wait. He sits back, he waits for holes to open, and then he executes with really good lateral speed, lateral agility, whatever you want to call it. He's also good at taking hits as well. Like you said, whenever he gets contact on him, he's able to stay upright. That's why I think if he gains a little bit more weight, he could really just dive into that and really become more of a power back in a sense, a power and an elusive back, as opposed to more so just an elusive back in a sense. Also, in pass protection, that's somewhere he has to, I think also if you get some more weight on you, that will help as well. He's not really much of a viable option when it comes to pass pro. He can get it done. He's caught a good bit of balls in the backfield and whatnot, but he's not ever going to be, a Christian McCaffrey type of player. And he's also not going to be helping the quarterback out a whole lot. I'm sure you'll see him miss a couple of blocks, a couple of assignments in the NFL if he doesn't work on his craft. But I think overall, when I look at Bucky Irving, he's one of the best playmakers, one of the best ball carriers in this draft. We got a comment here from Mr. Turner saying, a very productive player at Oregon, very explosive and very fast at another level. Yes, he is. If he gets into that second level, William, he will take it to the house. And as Mr. Turner once again says here, he made Bo Nix's job much easier at Oregon. He did. And that's why Oregon had such a solid season, is that dynamic duo. Obviously, Bo Nix got all the credibility, in a sense, got all the fame because he is the quarterback. That's just how the job works. But Bucky Irving is a guy who really helped kind of drive that engine, drive that unstoppable force that was Oregon for this past 2023 season. But I think overall, Bucky Irving, a solid running back. He's going to get drafted, obviously. We'll see where he goes. But like I said, if he just bulks up a little bit, and as long as he maintains his production, as you mentioned, this past year, 2023, over 1,180 yards, 11 touchdowns on the ground. But what I like, too, is his yards per average per rush, 7.4 this year, 9.6 the year prior. Those are elite numbers. Now, I know he had a really good O-line there at Oregon, but we'll see where he gets drafted, see if he can continue that. I'm sure those numbers are going to dip just a little bit. Excuse me, those are his catching numbers. His rushing numbers per average, 6.3 and 6.8. Still, that is a very good nonetheless. Still over halfway to a first down. That's what I like to see out of a running back. Bucky Irving overall, really good. I would say a day 2 type of player. Someone you could get a second round, maybe early on if your team really needs a good running back. But someone who, I think could be, if your team needs maybe a starting running back, if not maybe a good 1-2 option as a platoon running back, this guy is definitely there on the board. I would for sure take him. But we'll see what happens with Bucky Irving in the upcoming NFL draft. Mr. Yanish, any final words you want to say about this explosive running back?
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see what he does in the NFL, now that I've dove into him, and, the average that you talked about, because, he wasn't the only one in, the backfield. Mm-hmm. And that is something that is, he did that out of, a part-time role. He didn't do that all by himself. So, I mean, that is a great thing, because that is how the NFL works. So that transitions very well. And I think he'll definitely make it in this league for a bit. So, it was pretty straightforward evaluation, man. Yep. Like I said, I'm excited for the kid, and, I wish him the best.
We will see where he goes in the NFL draft. Mr. William Yanish III, I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Guys, once again, check us out on draft night next Thursday, April 25th, live at 7:30 Eastern. We'll be doing all of our draft coverage. So come in there, check us out, get your popcorn ready, and we'll talk to you on